But we are really trying to break it down for you folks, what this current budget crisis really means to you. We do not pretend to have all the answers, but we can at least expose some places where government could stop spending money, having to do with closing some ridiculous tax loopholes. You actually uncovered some, Mr. Fannin.
Well, there is a report that comes out every 2 years. It's called the Tax Expenditure Report, and it's got a fancy name, but what it means is how much does it cost us to offer all of the different deductions and breaks we have in there across the income and the sales and the corporate tax and so on. We have about $5 billion on the books. Half of them are just in the sales tax.
Right. Tell me about some of the ones, though.
Yeah.
You said there was a tax break for yachts or something?
There are some, very valid ones like groceries and stuff. And then when you get past that, you find out who had good lobbyists who got them breaks. Like there's been no sales tax in almost 3 decades on winter yacht storage. So
well, that's
no problem.
I can see why you would need a tax break.
So everybody store your yacht in Connecticut.
While we're at it, boat maintenance services.
And then you also said, too, if you subscribe to what having to do with puzzles.
They have no sales tax on, I guess to be upfront, which is, on newspapers. And so then there's no sales tax on magazine subscriptions. And then somebody figured out, well, puzzles can be subscribed to those puzzle magazines. So there's no sales tax on puzzle magazines if you subscribe to them.
Well, that's fabulous. Wow. That is odd. Those are odd. I know.
No sales tax on electrolysis services.
Okay, who comes up with this stuff? I don't know. All right, lawmakers do. Yes.
It's a philosophy, and the philosophy is often, well, let's accommodate these interests here, and it all starts to add up. What they really need is what Keith demonstrates is they need a change in philosophy. They need to change their approach to this, how they put together a budget and how state government works.
Right, because if you tax subscription to puzzle magazines, that would be a huge way to bring in income.
And I forgot, if you think you pay a lot at the movies, when the movie theater rents the actual movie they're going to show you, they don't pay sales tax on the movie they rent.
Wow, that doesn't seem fair.
We had a small glimpse of this back in 2003 when Rowland was governor. They tried to tax newspapers. Actually, they did tax newspapers.
Yes, I remember that. Yes.
They did tax newspapers, and then the economy got better and the budget got better, and then they took it back off again. But if you remember, if your newspaper was 50 cents, 6% sales tax made it 53 cents, which is not a round number, and it was a bit of a hassle. So, yes, we'll probably be discussing those kind of things if you just go back to 2003 and then multiply that by quite a bit. That's what we'll be talking about.
Let's talk about the titles. It's a way that lawmakers can bring in some extra bucks. Who knows a lot about this? I guess it could be up to $1,000 per title.
You can go
per title.
The speaker and the president pro tem are getting up into the high 30s now.
Because of every title that they get.
They're in around, you have the base of around 28. The speaker and the president are around 38. Most of the committee chairs are around 36.
And this is
the
something
assistant
recent.
Majority whip leader you talked about, they're more like 33.
This is something recent from what I understand, well, at least back to when Ritter was House Speaker, that they didn't always necessarily get extra money for these titles.
You got a little bit, but the amount you gotten has increed, I think, considerably.
And the number of people getting them.
And the number of people. And also, members of the House and the Senate each get thousands in what's called unvouchered expense money. So they just assume you're going to have expenses if you're in the House of $4,500 a year. Here's $4,500 a year. You don't have to show that you actually had those expenses.
So if you have no expenses, you can do whatever you want with that, really?
Do whatever you want. Yes.
All right. Wow.
Yeah. And plus they get mileage for going to work.
So what does government need to do, Kevin, as a former lawmaker right now, to get a reality check and a temperature read on the situation?
Well, I think that they need to all get into a quiet room and really look at those numbers in a way that here are your choices, and here are. It wouldn't be that hard, as we've been sitting here, to show what the alternatives are, how much they'd cost, how much they'd bring in, how much you can reasonably cut, and then they need to face that reality.
Guys, we have a minute left, so I'm going to split it between the two of you. I think, again, we need to hammer home the fact people want to know, are their taxes going up? Should they prepare for this? Because there's going to be an outcry.
I think Kevin said it, but everybody's waiting. People should prepare. The governor, the Democrats want to let her do her budget in February and take a hit there. She's waiting for the Dems to propose taxes first. Everybody's just waiting right now.
Right. The governor has said over and over, you're not going to see a tax increase proposal from Governor Rao. You're just not going to see it. Does that mean she might not sign on to it in May or June? Yeah, she might, but you're not going to see that from her at all.
All right.
Not in the next 3 or 4 months.
All right. It'll be something that we'll be talking about for months, if not years to come.